Defend a long time, this not every food time. Defend a long time, defend a long time, this not every food time. Defend a long time, defend a long time.
Hello, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Pleasant good night, brothers and sisters in the 107.1 family. Indeed, it's an honor and privilege once again to be with you so that we all can be able to understand what really is happening in Guyana as it relates to politics and more so the plight of the people of this wonderful country. I must say that special thanks to Mark Benchcup for affording me his time tonight. And we know that network and collaboration is the order of the day so that we can be able to share our message to the people of this wonderful land, and more so to our brothers in the Caribbean diaspora and around the world. Joining me tonight is a wonderful individual who has been there fighting the cause for our young people, our women, and more so all Guyanese that she come into contact with. This individual is an outstanding MP who is very much involved in rigorous community involvement and community empowerment. An individual who is a career woman, very much competent and qualified in the delivery of education. And we know that these are the individuals who will take wonderful positions, important positions when we take office after the next election. I am very happy to bring to us tonight Ms. Maureen Philadelphia, Honorable Member of Parliament, and a distinguished representative of the people of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Special good night to you, Ms. MP Honorable Maureen Philadelphia, and welcome to 107.1 FM, Dinesh Jaiprashad show. How are you tonight?
Good night, Dinesh. And I must say, thanks for having me once again. And it's always a pleasure to be on your program and, of course, to interact with my Guyanese brother and sister, whether they're here in Guyana, they're in the Caribbean, or further afield. Like I said, it's a great pleasure to be able to share with you on the same platform so that we can brief them and to give them much needed information as to what is happening here in Guyana. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my dear sister, for taking the time off to be with me tonight. And I know that, as I indicated earlier, this is what we do so that the people of this country will understand that things tight, basically, and we are under severe depression and pressure, which we know that this government of the day has a lot to do with what is happening in terms of the suffering of the people. I want to go straight into tonight's discussion, and the first topic is cost of living. Cost of living. Every corner we go as member of parliament and representative of the people, everywhere we go, we are faced with this plight of cost of living. Everybody. What is the comments that you have as it relates to people from your constituency and then we will take it from my constituency, and then we say what is the total thing in Guyana, cost of living. What do you have
Dinesh,
to say?
I can say to you, Region 4 is just one of 10 regions we have in Guyana. And what affect persons living in Region 10, Region 6, Region 5? It's Guyana and the cost of living. I can recall when we look at the 2022 budget, in our presentation, all the members of parliament, opposition members, spoke of the budget being a budget which further divide and separate the rich from the poor. And we would have said this because we are on the ground. We talk with the small man, the real man, and we feel their pain. We are there for them to rest their head on our shoulders. We are there to help them wipe their tears. And so, because of us recognizing this, we represented them at the National Assembly. And every time we finish with our presentation, and those members from the government side go to speak, they refer to us as only talking wages and salary, wages and salary. How can you be a government that concerned about your citizen and you care less about what is worrying them? And I put to you tonight, if the government of the day is concerned about the citizen of this land, they will recognize that the terms we use, cost of living, is a crisis as it is right now, and they're going to put system in place to correct that. It's a national crisis. All right. Ever so often, person will put, of course, Facebook is the thing of the day. One bottle of oil, 2020 was X amount, but now it's this amount. And I remember just post 2020 elections, persons were talking about plantain chip and cook up rice, and they give you all sorts of names and all of that. But I can tell you, fast forward to 2022, 1 pound of plantain, I will not give the cost because all the housewives and those persons who go to market and all of that will know what was the cost for a pound of plantain. And so while they were talking about dog food, what cook up rice, now we find in order to cushion the effects of, a lot of persons are selling food for dogs. And it carried me back to Parliament again, where the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, I do not want to call his name, spoke about dog food and dog food vendor and all the APNU can give and all of that. And I reminded them, I was on my way coming home one day when I stopped to grab a couple bags of food for my dog. It was Sunita that sat there selling with her 3 children by her side. And as I interacted with her, I recognized that Sunita was a sweeper cleaner attached to an institution. And what she said to me as I interacted with her, I prefer to come here and sell dog food so as to add to my meager salary that I can take care of my children, of course, an honest living that will not cause me to be a part of Guyana statistics where I may be involved in selling drugs and all of these things. And I commended her. But I can tell you this, MP Dinesh, I can tell you this. Before those persons in authority listen to what we are saying, and so as to see what system they can carve to cushion those effects. When, frankly speaking, rebutted, he attacked me, who reminded us and informed us about that person that was selling dog food. And so, while we may want to preach those subliminal messages, I say to you tonight, like you rightfully say, things tight, situation is real. It is what it is. And so, cost of living all across Guyana affects us all, except the few that is a part of this little clique and cabal.
Exactly. And I want to say that you hit the nail on the correct spot. I'm saying, we are saying, we know the plight of the people. And brothers and sisters, listeners, viewers, our duty is to bring this fact to you. We are here to bring the truth to you. Our duty is to expose the PPP, what they are doing. Sometimes we get little blows and little cussing, whatever, but our duty is to represent our population. And what we are doing here, a lot of our brothers and sisters who are supporters of the PPP are calling us and say, MP, I wanted to talk about this. This is the situation in this village. This is the situation with this street. Well, here we're going on. I must call my name. We are saying that we are professional individuals. We will take issues. We are not so petty to look at individuals. We look at issues because our people are suffering tremendously, and we want them to come out of this stress and this depression and this poverty, so that they can be able to be happy. I must bring to the attention of our viewers and listeners that today's press conference with the comrade leader of the PNC, the PNCR, he highlighted that it is of great concern that the PPP government seems incapable of conceptualizing and implementing policies and programs that will address the situation and bring relief to the people now. We need some systems to be put in place to cushion what is happening. And what is happening around the world, it is not the fault of our people. It is not the fault of Guyanese. We are suffering because of what other people doing. That is one. Two, what is our state doing to assist us? Programs after programs, MP Philadelphia, I have been calling and appealing to the government, subsidize GPL, subsidize GWI, subsidize GT&T, take away the income tax, which is a part of our proposal, give people 20,000 or 25,000 every month so that they can, cushion themselves. But no, whatever the PPP is doing, they feel as if though that is the order of the day. And I must say, Honorable Philadelphia, that the people are very much fed up, frustrated, and angry with the current situation of this country. I must say that comments coming into our program tonight states that indeed all ethnicity, all groups, all religion, all gender are affected in this country. It is not one set of people. Everybody feeling the squeeze. And it is the order, it is the duty of the state, it is the duty of the government of the day to ensure that subsidies are given to the people so that we can be able to live. We observed what happened a few months ago, Honorable MP, where 250,000 was given to the sugar workers who received severance. And when we ask, why are you giving one set and you are not giving everybody attached to Gaisuku the 250? The Honorable Minister said is a promise that they made for the boys. So what happened to the Guyanese population? You made promise to the people that you're going to give them 50%. You made promise to the people that you're going to increase about price of paddy. You promised the people that you're going to open all the sugar estate. You promised the people that you're going to do so many things. And almost 2 years now, and we are in deep, deep mess in this country. People are punishing, poor people punishing every single day. Asking question, where will I have the next meal? Where will I have the next meal? Um, as we were following the rice farmers in Region 6 and Region 2, we observed that a price was set, which was about 70,000 per ton. And then the millers decided to cut them and give them, 60,000 and 62,000 and 58,000 and so. We are saying that these workers' overhead cost is very, very high. And if we are to take the cost of production into consideration, then we need to ensure that they have a good pay for their paddy. We depend on that. All of us consume this, and the government is saying that the rice millers and the farmers and so this private thing. They got to deal out. They got to work it out. But we are saying that the government needs to intervene and ensure that people receive what they deserve. So, Honorable MP, do you have
Dinesh,
anything to? Yes,
Dinesh,
go right ahead.
I am here and my mind went back to the National Assembly when our Chief Whip, Christopher Jones, would have asked specifically what criteria was used to provide those sugar workers $250,000 grant one off. Two words used: love. Three, as a matter of fact: love, care, compassion. That's the criteria used. And as you press the honorable member further, I don't know if you can recall, he gets very upset. He was so angry and aggressive, that when the question was asked him, we satisfy a promise that was made. A promise that was made, we satisfy that promise. And I'm thinking, 2020 budget, we talk about the small man, the real man, the working class of people. Couldn't there be a promise made to them? 2021 budget, we talk about the small man, the real man, and no salary increase. Couldn't there be a promise made to them which was fulfilled? 2022, we talk about the small man, the real man, and there shortly after, you recognize that price for goods and commodities went way past the ceiling. And yet you find those policymakers sit in their comfort and care less about the plight and suffrage of the people, the citizens of this country. And so while I speak, I know that the honorable minister may not be looking at your program, but I also know that they have people who will be looking at programs like these. And I trust that those who they have looking at these programs can tell them they need to make promises to the small man, the real man, and ensure that those promises are satisfied. Not only sugar workers aid in the development of this country, not only sugar workers carry their baskets to the marketplaces to shop for their families, not only sugar workers have to pay bills, house rent, light bill, water bill, and all of these things, that the only time you hear somebody cry is when the sugar workers cry. And so I say, if you are a government and you're touting this one Guyana, because that's the word they're using, you recognize that a one Guyana talks about a whole inclusivity. and not just you single out because you want to maintain a particular group of people to be on your side so that when you call them to VOTE, they're going to ensure that they put the X at the right place. You should understand that you are the one that is touting a one Guyana platform, and let your action speak for you, with your words. Not only the words being said and you throw it out the window, but your action should go with your words hand in hand.
Exactly, correct. Exactly, that is very important. And we see the action is very discriminatory and unfair as we travel the road, the highway, wherever Skellen, Crabble Creek to New Amsterdam, Rosignol to Georgetown, Georgetown to Linden. Everywhere we travel, we see more infrastructural work being done in certain areas. And I am saying this budget is the largest budget for our country. It means then that we need to be fair in the distribution of our resources. This oil revenue is not PPP owned or APNU owned or AFC owned. This belongs to the Guyanese people, their sweat and tears and blood. They have worked here for centuries, our forefathers, and built this nation to something today that we are blessed with a natural resource, which is oil. And we are driving in the quarantine. Let me be specific to the quarantine. A lot of our brothers and sisters in 19 village, they are enjoying new roads, but we are not seeing the same in villages like Manchester, Liverpool, Alness, Kildonan, and so forth. We are saying that if you have 10 roads to be built, then let it be done in an equitable manner so that our brothers and sisters across this country can benefit from these resources. Up to yesterday, I was talking with some people from Manchester. The road leading to the Magawan Primary School, terrible state. And we have been begging the regional administration, appealing to them that you have done, you need to do this part of the road. And when it rains, our children walk through the mud and go to school. Imagine Guyana producing oil producing nation, and we still, not having a fair deal of what really belongs to us. MP Philadelphia, document came out today from the U.S. State of Department, which is very, very important for us to take note of. The information circling out that COVID is real in Guyana, and that is one. And two, the people are saying that it is very, very dangerous for our country, for our visitors visiting this nation to walk out in the evening and go to places and so. We are saying that as a people, when outsiders can say to their people traveling to Guyana that here what happens, that country is in deep situation, deep problems, big problems. I don't want to use words that I will have to apologize afterwards. But we are in deep mess. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has issued a level 3 travel health notice for Guyana, indicating a high level of COVID-19 in the country. Your risk of contracting COVID-19 and developing severe symptoms may be lower if you are fully vaccinated with an FDA authorized vaccine. Before planning any international travel, please review the CDC specific recommendation for vaccinated and unvaccinated travelers. Visit the Embassy COVID-19 page for more information. country summary. And this is what I want to drive home to our viewers wherever you are. Things are not nice with us here, as the picture in the Facebook and the social media might carry. Country summary: violent crimes, including murder and armed robbery, especially at night. Local police often lack the resources to respond effectively to serious criminal incident. And this is the US State Department saying to us in Guyana, we are ready to deal with certain things. So I am saying to the Ministry of Home Affairs, the law enforcement officers and so forth, we got to beef up, we got to buckle up, we got to try to see how and what we can do. We see with cost of living will come an increase in crime.
Yes.
And once crime is there, we will not be able to tackle it because we are not that capable to deal with so many crime situations at once. So I'm appealing to the Honorable Minister for Home Affairs to ensure that we can put systems in place so that our people can be able to walk freely without the fear of being robbed or harmed whilst they travel in this wonderful, wonderful nation. Ms. Maureen, any comments on the crime situation, basically?
I saw a comment there that says Easter is fast or slowly approaching. Time to lock down again. Mission accomplished. Easter is fast approaching. Time to lock down again. And I ponder on the word mission accomplished.
Exactly.
And that is food for thought.
Correct.
Mission accomplished. Easter is approaching. Time to lock down again. I am pondering on those words, and as we put it out there, I know quite a lot of person will ponder on it. And as we approach the 18th of April, we'll see what happened. The US State Department issued that because that is what they would have seen from the reports gathered. But you know what happened, MP? More than often, when facts are put in the public domain and it has to do with the PPP, they try to throw a blanket over it. And what they do thereafter, they blame someone. Now, APNU AFC has been out of office since August 2nd, 2020. And you know, they are still posting things there to say that we are responsible for. I saw the young man that is looking for attention, the dildo master, the wrong place and the wrong way, post something on Facebook this morning or yesterday that speak to the rise in gas price. And again, he blamed APNU AFC for something. He needs help. Yes, he needs help. And as a social worker, you know, I trust that he finds help soon so that he can be diagnosed and social worker can help to treat him, you know, give him that counseling which is needed. Now, it comes to what you said earlier. Once cost of living is high, we will have crime and other issues on the increase. And like you rightfully say, the Guyana Police Force, the Minister of Home Affairs, and his officers, they need to take a closer look at what is happening. And if they are serious, they are going to put system in place to combat the rise in crime, murder, and all of those happening. And I'm going again. I saw on Facebook today where an attorney at law spat in the face of a female police officer. I can recall it was the Minister of Information that attacked a female member of parliament, and he was given an umbrella to shelter with. That matter went down. It was a minister of government in parliament during consideration of the estimate, touted across the floor in unparliamentary language to a female member of parliament, and using the word is this is what you want. He was given an umbrella to shelter. Now you have a male attorney at law spat in the face of a female police officer. Where are we going? And I'm forced to believe it has been a dangerous culture emanated from that side. And persons can only do these things if they are privileged and they are given the support and the backing and the cloud to shelter under. Only then they will do these things, because they understand and say to themselves, because of where they came from and what is being practiced there, I can do, and nothing will come out of it. So I say here to the Minister of Home Affairs, take note, my brother, take note, put your house in order, put your house in order. Thank you, Dinesh.
Thank you very much. And you were using some nice term there. In the Guyanese context, we in the country, we don't say spot because, people will want to think what you are saying. And so we know that this man spit in the police officer face. You understand? In local terms, when we in the villages, we said about spit and the gal spit. But this is a man who is there to uphold the law. And this is an officer who is there to uphold the law. Both of them are in the legal fraternity. One is a practitioner, and another one is the one to serve and protect. And this individual literally spit in the face of a female officer. Things like these. Guyana is a quiet place. Our people are very obedient and loyal. That incident can create a lot of negative impact on all of us. What respect do we have for, and above all, terrible racial remarks were made according to the news report. Terrible racial remarks. We talking about one Guyana. We talking about one people, one nation, one destiny. We talking about people supporting party of their choice. Not because you're Indian, you should be loyal to the PPP, or not because you're African, you should be loyal to the PNC. We want people to be free to choose who they want to vote and who they want to support. But when you have certain individuals, blatantly disrespecting the law, then we are saying that we are not operating in a one Guyana context. And we know that this will be something that will brush under the carpet like any other thing. There are more to come by the end of the week. There are more to come about another minister on Facebook. Big things going on. When you see the message post up, you will see soon. Big things going on. Apparently a female was involved and she exposed all the messages. We are asking, brothers and sisters, this is not about race. This is not about the PPP and the APNU and the AFC. This is about respecting law for ourselves and our children and grandchildren. If we fail to uphold laws now, the future generation will not be able to understand what we are fighting for. We are all supposed to be law-abiding citizens. But when you have certain individuals flouting the laws, then we are in deep mess. I want to say that we have had an increase with a suicide rate in Guyana recently. When the PPP was in power prior to 2015, Guyana was very, very much making world news as it relates to suicide rate. I think we were number one or number two. And based on the percentage of the population dying because of self-harm and suicide. And I am saying that we have done a tremendous work to reduce it 2015 to 2020. And I see that we are getting back there now. It is sad that the Minister for Human Services, Social Security needs to put some systems in place that people will have some more mental health help. Imagine you do not have food and no avenue to provide, and you are stressed out, and your children are hungry. You know what going through people's mind? But we take things for granted. There are a lot of our housewives who can't do anything. Things really, really tough. That is why the PNC is saying subsidize the people of this nation with so many things that we can, be able to survive. We do not want our people to commit themselves. We do not want them to be involved in self-harm. We want them to be able to live in this country. That is why we are asking you, government of the day, to ensure that you look at their salaries, give them some bonus, reduce and remove the taxes from all the food items, allow some people to have a waiver in the income tax. Do so many things that you can be able to enjoy, a life. And we know that when things, the crisis around the world come to a closure, we can be able to work out. But if every day our people are dying out because of suicide, then we will not be able to enjoy a life that we want to enjoy in this country. I want to say to you, my honorable colleague, that we know that there is more than that and than what we are seeing as it relates to COVID. The 17th of March and the 18th of March was a big thing across this country. People gathered without masks, without distance, social distancing and physical distancing, thousands and thousands and thousands. In 2 weeks' time, we will know what will happen.
Correct.
We will know what will happen in 2 weeks' time. And then we will be open up again. Or we have opened up. There is no restriction as it to curfew and them things and so. Are we saying that we are opening up the state, the country for so many activities with the intention that our brothers and sisters can be infected? Are we just relaxing the rules to put people at risk? Policymakers, think twice. People's lives at stake here. Easter coming up, as you rightly said, MPM, Philadelphia. Easter coming up. What are the measures to avoid the big crowds? We know 2 weeks after Easter is another situation. We know what is happening in China at the moment. Yet, we are not taking this thing seriously. I don't know what really is happening, but if people in the community needs to take stock of themselves, understand what is happening, for this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is serious business. This is serious business. And I want to say to all of you, I want to say to all of you that it is your right to know what is happening. It is our duty to share information with you. And we need to address what is happening. There are too many things happening in this country that is causing us to be a lawless state. Every day is a drug bust some way, a drug deal some way. Imagine a health worker, a person attached to a health institution, was busted with guns and bullets and money, Guyanese money and US money. What happened there? God bless the officer. Hats off to him. Salute to him for not succumbing to the package. According to the news, the man offered the police the entire bag. But I am saying that he did the correct thing by ensuring that justice takes its course. How many more will do that? Having a bag with $4 or $5 million is a big bonus to anybody at this time. But this guy is a good guy. We need to find him and give him an award. Minister Ben, you need to reward these individuals for the honesty in the job and what they are doing. And there are more individuals who are working in places who are involved in so many underhand activities. The big question is what he sold to get the money. Is it that it's a regular business? Is it that he's involved in drugs? I don't know what kind of drugs, but something happening. Something happening. Every day is a situation whereby our people is at risk. Our people is at risk. I want to turn our attention to the road fatalities, the road deaths, the accidents that we would have from time to time. And I am saying that all of us must be able to be cognizant of the fact that this here is serious business. Everybody must be a part of what is happening. Everybody must be part of what is happening. Please be on the lookout. There are some individuals who will drive under the influence of alcohol. Be on the lookout. Do not be on the road after certain hours because we know it becomes dangerous. It becomes dangerous. And we are appealing to you, wherever you are, take this a bit serious. Whenever you have any information, any pictures, any videos, send it to us. Our duty is that we will represent it, you will share it, and we will expose the wrong things happening. Over to you, Miss MP Philadelphia. Any comments, closing remarks? We have
Dinesh,
about 5 minutes more.
Dinesh, the Road Safety Council has been pleading with road users, whether you by foot or you by vehicle, to be very careful. And of course, we need to look out for each other. We need to look out for each other. We should be our brothers and sisters' keeper. And it carried me back to you talking about the CDC and, of course, relaxing of the COVID-19 guidelines and all of that. And I say to the Guyanese people, this life is yours. This life is yours. And only you can do what it is to preserve your life until the Supreme Being is ready for you. Only you can preserve your health. And so, regardless of who may want to relax guidelines, as Dinesh say, you want to know if they're doing it because they care less about the citizens and they want them to die. But I do have a different view. As my brother Sherrod Duncan will say, money got make. Money got make. And so when you have all of these restrictions, those persons in the cultural aspect of things, in the entertainment sector, they can't get money. All right. And so this is relaxed. And you will see over the weeks to come, we have international artists coming into the country to have grand concerts and all of these things. And so when the young people of this country will want to go to those activities, they're happy that the COVID restriction has been lifted. And so they're going to go and they're going to enjoy themselves. Now, what happened next? And so I said to you, my Guyanese brothers and sisters, let wisdom prevail. Let wisdom be the hallmark of your activity. Let wisdom be the hallmark of your activity. All right. And together, we can do what we have to do. When those artists come to Guyana, they're not leaving anything for you. They're carrying their monies back to the country that they belong to. And then they leave us with COVID because we gone to those super spreader events. We enjoy ourselves. And then sometime I know there are events where they put system in place so that you can get money to borrow to go to those things. Money to borrow to go to those things. But yet we have a government that is not putting system in place to ease the burden of the low wage earners in this country. And so I say again, like I just said, let wisdom prevail, my brothers and sisters. Let wisdom prevail. Dinesh, I thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Maureen, Philadelphia, for those very important comments. I must say that our people need to understand that our duty is to expose the wrongdoings of this administration. We are saying that whenever there is a fault, we will bring it to the light, because it is our duty to ensure that the resources of this country goes to the people. For too long, we have observed people getting position, and after that, you see that they start to move into regularized communities, and their situation was so humble, but now they have moved into communities that you have to speak with the security before you enter, at the expense of poor people, basically. I am saying that we need to hold our politicians accountable. The people is the most powerful part of any nation, not the politicians, not the policymakers, not the president and the ministers and the member of parliaments. No, the people, the common man, they are the one with the power in their hands. I am saying to you, you have seen before 2014, you have seen 2015 to 2020, and you are seeing now. You need to make good sense prevail. You need to support a party of your choice, a party that will bring to you what you need, not lies, not promises, but real stuff, real service, real goods and commodities that you will be able to better your life. We know that we are in a crisis at the moment. Mounting inflation in prices must be seen as a crisis. And a crisis demands emergency responses. A government serious about the welfare of its people would introduce emergency reliefs to help the people, help them cope. Such emergencies measures include granting a market supplement to low-wage workers, expanding the school feeding program to cover 2 to 3 markets nutritious meal, subsidizing basic food items such as flour, cooking oil, rice, milk, etc. Providing increased resources to family in the public assistance program. And at the same time, the PPP must end the discrimination that is happening as it relates to the many benefits coming to the way of the people. I am saying we have had big mess with the COVID cash grant. We have had bigger mess with the flood relief. People in the villages are yet to receive their money. People are disgruntled. A lot of the public officials are afraid to come to certain communities because the first thing the people will ask them, what happened to my flood relief? You know, when they come, when all of us come, you need to question us. Find out why this is happening and why that is happening. Many politicians don't like to be asked questions, but it is your duty. It is your duty as citizens of this country to hold all of us accountable. And when we do that, all public offices, all individuals holding positions of trust will be able to function effectively. We are appealing to the government to take these recommendations, ensure that the poor people of this country receive some subsidies and receive what they deserve so that they will be able to have a good life. We are saying that we are not asking for APNU and AFC and PPP supporters. We are asking for relief for all Guyanese because we know that all Guyanese are important to us. The crisis at the moment is not APNU people suffering alone. It's not AFC people suffering alone. It is not PPP people suffering alone. All of us are in the mess together. All of us are suffering, but we are not seeing anything coming from the government. We like to, Honorable of Philadelphia, we like to make comparison. A lot of politicians like to make comparison that, you know, we are good here and look what is happening in the States and Canada. But these countries are giving a monthly relief, a monthly stipend to individuals, and which will help them with their rent and their bills if they are not working. What are we doing here? And we have so much of money that we are putting into the hands of 5 individuals to control the withdrawal and spending of this money. 5 body alone are controlling. Instead,
but yet,
yes.
Dinesh, while the 5 is controlling it, we're yet to know what it is being used for. After the big hullabaloo, the 29th of December, to ensure they pass the NRF bill, the Guyanese people still to know what the withdrawals are for. So it's a big secret of the century. Only
Exactly.
a few, only a few.
Exactly. And we see it in the budget. It's under the section of order. Big sums
Correct.
there. Big
Correct.
sums there. But we know the truth will come out. The truth will come out, and the people will know sooner rather than later. The people will know what is happening with their money. Their money. So we want to say to our brothers and sisters, 107.1 FM family, if you are on the ground via radio, Facebook, wherever medium you are using, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for ensuring that you spread the word. We are saying that you need to share this information with someone so that we will be able to take the next election. We have realized that we did not fulfill our mandate because of what happened in 2018. We were betrayed there, and we know that we will put systems in place so that the money that is coming from the oil revenue will go into the hands of the people. Will go into the hands of the people. We will not build mansions, and we will not own Prattville 4 and 5 and 6. We will ensure that the communities that people live, small communities, will be developed, and we will have better living conditions for all our people. We have enough money in this country to transform the lives of all our brothers and sisters here. But we see only a few grabbing onto this big chunk of the money. And the last budget indicates directly that it is a budget for the rich and sufferment for the poor. In my closing comments tonight, I want to say that parents who have their children of school age, ensure that your children are in school, because if your child is not on the school register, your child will not be able to get a cash grant next term. So I'm appealing to you, once your child is of school age, wherever you are, get to the relevant schools or the Ministry of Education or the Department of Education and ensure that your child gets in school, so that we can be able to move out of poverty with education. The PNC has been the only party to fight for education, free education from nursery to university. And when we get back there, we will ensure that the University of Guyana becomes free for all of us. To enjoy that, to enjoy free university education, we must of course have a solid and a sound secondary school education. So please, those of you who have your children at primary school, let them continue to stay there and be focused. Secondary school, ensure that the child completes the 5-year and write the CSEC. So until next week, Tuesday, so long. Thank you very much, Honorable Maureen Philadelphia, Member of Parliament, wonderful individual who always work for the betterment of the community, the region, and more so the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Thank you for being here tonight. And indeed, the comments coming in shows that we have done justice tonight. So long. Stay safe. Remember, please keep your mask on and maintain your distance. Be on the alert. Do not take things for granted. See you next week. God bless. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night, Guyanese.
Pressure boss pipe. Pressure boss pipe, boy. Umaninza, Guyana de underwater. Oh, on the wrong. Sorry. Umaninza, Guyana de under pressure. What? Bangamary's $400 pong. Trout $400 pong. Oh, you go buy that sell back by. I just come and tell a boy, bisa buy me little fish and mix with me little crab and sell. Thing that just raise, thing just double the price, just double. Oh, partner. What you could do now? You don't squeeze out the juice for the Guyanese people. The beer hawks left, what you could do with the orange? We can't eat the fucking hawks that we can eat. Pressure bus pipe, partner, pressure bus pipe. When you put up a fucking 20,000 this week, next week you put up a 10,000, other week you put up a fucking 15,000 end of the month, you gotta still borrow 20,000, but somebody will pay the bill. Right now, like water bill, more dear on light bill. And then if you get cut off, me a walk little crab. Now crab, man, is walk little crab, that's it. Me a do business, you gotta pay commercial. On 7.5 you gotta pay 15,000, but just put a man. Nah nonsense, man. Me the people try rob you back your back, them a rob you in front of your face.
Fighting for our rights. I can't walk around already.
Making the short video for send to you and the viewers and listeners. All know we punishing in Guyana. Punishing. Rice gone up, sugar gone up, flour gone up, cost of living just gone up, gas gone up from 3,400 to 3,800. Real hungry days under this installed PPP government. Real hungry days we gone back to. Guyanese? Oh! Real hungry days. Real hungry days.
Right about now, I'm living in Guyana right about now. I am in Guyana no more. I think I will go and get me visa and I go fly out and I go to Bormis and I go relax myself because I am in Guyana no more. I am in Guyana. I gotta go Bormis. I fly now go Bormis. Things cheap there. Right about now, I'm living in Guyana right about now. I am in Guyana no more. I think I will go and get me visa and I go fly out and I go to Bormis and I go relax myself because I am in Guyana no more. I am in Guyana. I gotta go Bormis. I fly now go Bormis. Things cheap there.
Entire international community spoke about the attempts to rig an election, spoke about the attempt democracy from the people of this country. Let's fix that first. Let us fix that. Let us rid ourselves of these monsters in society who would want to take away the rule of law and rig elections. The days for those are gone. And we must fix that. Let's start from this. Let's start fixing that.
A joke. Riggers talking about rigged elections.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington law firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.